Hi there, it's Sheila Starr here, and I want to talk to you in this session about recognizing your skills because you've got so many skills. We want to understand what those skills are. We want to work on what jobs you could apply for and what companies you should be looking at. So we're going to do a whole bit around getting clear on what that job is that you want to go for. So we're going to run through this at about 20 minutes or so. So grab a pen or pencil, take some notes. This one's all about you doing a lot of the work because I don't know what your skills are. So you have to work out what those skills are. Okay, so let's have a little go. So what we're going to talk through today is 5 steps of clarity. We're going to talk about what are your interests because they can really help you determine what job roles you go for. What are your values? It's really important to understand your values so that you end up working in the right environment. What is success for you? Because it's different for everybody. What are your skills? We're ending up with a long list here. And then we're going to talk a little bit about research and learning to help you get to the position you want to be. So let's start with your interests. So I want you to take a moment and you can pause this recording and work through these questions as I ask them. So we're going to talk about, what is it that you enjoy? In anything of life, not doesn't have to do with work. I mean, it can be about work. Maybe you enjoy organizing things. Maybe you like working with people. But anything, do you like baking? Are you good at art? Do you enjoy actually not being with people and rather like working on spreadsheets or being on your own? Do you like mechanics? Are you good at fixing cars? Or what is it that you enjoy? What do you actually enjoy doing in both your personal life and perhaps from a career point of view as well? And then have a think about your passions. What are your passions? What are you absolutely passionate about? Are you passionate about saving the environment? Are you passionate about helping people in the community? Are you passionate about sales? Do you love selling things? What is it that you're passionate about in life? There's so many things that you could be passionate about. Have a think about what it is that you're passionate about. And then what are you good at? Now, there'll be some things you're good at that you don't really like doing, and there'll be some things you're good at that you love doing. So, what is it that you're good at? I want you to have a proper think about it because we don't spend much time thinking about these things when we think about our jobs. But it's really important to get a big picture here about what it is. We want to get you the best job that we possibly can and one that suits you. So have a little think about this, pause this, go away. I want you to end up with a list of things that you enjoy doing. Properly think about it because you may not have thought as deeply as I'm asking you to. I really want you to have a think about what your interests are. And then we're going to have a talk about what are your values. So I want you to have a real think about your values. Now, again, this is something that people often don't think about or talk about. You will have values, you absolutely will have them, but whether you've actually identified what they are is another matter. And values are things that are important to us in our lives. Some people, for example, really want authenticity, because they want to deal with people who are themselves all of the time. They want to be able to be themselves in whatever job that they're in or whatever situation they're in life. They don't want to have to pretend something. Whereas other people are very happy pretending to be something. They put on a persona for work or whatever it is that they're doing. And so authenticity isn't as important to them. So it's important that you recognize that the values that you have may not be the same as other people's. Some people will be like adventurous. One of their values would be that I want to do things that are adventurous. And you might not be that person. You might be the person that is very happy being safe and secure. That's what's important to you. You want to know that you've got the next paycheck coming in. You want to know that you've got a roof over your head. You want to know that your life is going to be fairly stable and steady, as opposed to a bit up and down and not knowing what's going to happen the next day, like an adventurer would be. So what are your values? A lot of them I come across around trust. People want to feel trusted. They want to know they can trust other people. And that's important to recognize that. And this is about verbalizing it to yourself. You may know it inside, but do you really know it? Do you really understand the person that you are and what makes you up? So I want you to, again, pause this video. I want you to sit down and have a proper think. And I've given you a few examples here of values, but there are lots of them. And a value can be anything that you want it to be. So Google it if you need to give yourself more ideas about what you are, and keep the list running, because the values that you have today, in a 3 months' time or 3 years' time, they might be slightly different. Things change in our lives. At some stage, maybe trust becomes more important because of the situations that you've been in the past, and maybe it wasn't so important, you know, some time ago. And our environment and our scenarios, the situations we find ourselves in, they change. It's okay to change your values. Just understand it and go with it. But it is important to understand it. So have a good think about what your values are. The big reason from a job point of view is that you want to find an organization that has got the same values that you have. Now, no organization is going to have everything that you believe in, because it's a big organization and it's run by a conglomerate, a board, directors, and you're one person with your own ideas. So you might have to compromise somewhere, but you need to understand where you're prepared to compromise and where you're not prepared to compromise. So let's, for example, say that you are absolutely passionate about the environment. You then need to find a company that is also passionate about the environment, because some companies have it as a bit of a tick box and are not quite as committed to environmental practices as others. And so if that's really important to you, then that's something that you need to do. If you're looking for a company that gives trust and empowers people, then you need to find a company. If that's what you are, then you need to find a company that works like that. So that's about finding people. We'll talk about research a bit later on. But it's really important that you understand what your values are so that you can check with a company and have a look at their ethos. Most people publish their values and mission statements and things these days on their website, so you can have a look and see. So it's really important that you do know what you're prepared to put up with and not. Okay, so let's talk about success, because success is absolutely different to everybody. I mean, when we say, oh, they're really successful, usually we mean they're rich, don't we? Generally, we mean they're rich. Pop stars, actors, you know, business people. When we say they're really successful, normally we mean they're rich. But that isn't success for everybody. And money might be important to you. And don't be scared of wanting money. Money makes the world go round. Money makes our world comfortable. Money means you can do more things for you and your family. You can share it around if that's what you want to do. So please don't be scared of wanting money. It's okay. It's not greedy to want money. But some of us don't want money so much. Some of us might want status. We might want to be the boss, not because of the money, but because we want that authority, because we want to be able to say, I'm the director, or I'm a business owner, or whatever that status is to you. So that's what some of us might want. Some of us might feel proud in stepping into that and saying, you know, I own my own business, or, you know, I've run my own team, whatever it might be. Some of us, it's about like security. Actually, I just want a steady job where I know that I've got, you know, ever much money that I need coming in every day. It's the security of a safe job. It's a safe place. Some people, success might be all about making a difference. And that might even mean that it's volunteering or charity work or a job where you are absolutely making a difference to other people's lives in communities and things. So what does that look like for you? And making a difference means different things to different people as well. So there's no wrong or right. So this is all about what you want. Success to you might just be that you want the flexibility to look after your family, people that you care for, flexibility to come and go as you please. If that's what success looks like to you, then that needs to be top of your list. You might be ambitious. Again, that's okay to be ambitious. You know, the world's full of people, the world's full of successful people who have been ambitious. And again, ambition is whatever it means to you. You know, ambition might be that you're the first, you know, one of your children is the first one to go to university in your family. That's what you want the ambition to be. Maybe it's about being a manager because you've never been a manager, but you like the idea of being a manager because it's ambitious and actually you can make a bit more of a difference. You've got a bit more authority. Whatever it is to you, you need to have a think about it. And don't be scared of thinking about it. Don't be scared of thinking about wanting money. Don't be scared about thinking about wanting status. Don't be scared about needing the flexibility at this stage. It's just about pulling all of this information together so you absolutely understand success is for you, and we can pull all this together. And it is really important with success to understand what your priorities are. You know, if you've got people that you care for, then they will probably be your priority. And priorities will be things around that sort of security, flexibility, you know, a certain amount of money, you know, your family. So have a really good think about what success looks like for you. Okay, so then it's about what are your skills? What are your skills? And I want you to list them down. So I want you to pause this video and I want you to go away and I want you to end up with at least like 2 sides of A4 of all of your skills. organising, communication, talking to people. Maybe it's about booking hospital appointments, rearranging appointments if you care for somebody. Maybe it's about how you persuade your children to do things. And remember, we're talking about all the skills, not just work-related skills, because everything you do in life is got a transferable skill. So if you're a parent, you will already be good at problem solving. You'll be good at negotiation, persuasion, your communication, balancing, organization. All of those things are things that you will have as a parent. So don't forget to include them. If you've done some work before, then think about the skills that you've learned in those jobs before. If you're learning, then what are the skills that you've got? And if it's something practical like art or writing or mechanics or music or, teaching, whatever it is, if you're good at supporting people, teaching people, sharing things with people, these are all skills that you've got. And I would even write skills down about if you're good at baking, if you're good at gardening, if you're good at driving, all of these things, because actually maybe there's a job out there that includes all of those things. Maybe not, but if you don't list them and you don't know what it is you're good at. So literally sit and list all of the skills. And again, keep that list running, because something will come to you later on, or something come to you tomorrow, or next week you'll do something new and realize that actually now you've got that skill. And then have a think about all of your achievements. So again, whatever you've achieved in your life, if maybe you've got a child into a special school that they needed to go to, maybe you've fixed your mate's motorbike that where they had a fault with it, maybe I don't know, maybe you've helped somebody buy their own home or find a home to rent. Whatever it is you've done, I mean, in the workplace, there'll be workplace things that you've done that, around things that you've actually achieved in your job. Think about the outcome and what you've actually achieved and list them all down, but list them all down whether they're job related or not. Okay, because this serves two purposes. Firstly, it helps you discover what sort of job you could go for with the skills that you've got, and then it will help you in your interview as well, because you'll have these examples of things you've actually achieved that you can use in your interview. And the second thing it does is it actually reminds you how good you are, because you are good at a lot of things, and sometimes we feel a bit useless, particularly if we're not working at the moment. We sometimes feel a little bit useless, but you're not useless, and you've got loads of skills and loads of things that you achieve. So make sure that when you write that list, you feel proud of yourself once you've written it. Once you've got this list of skills, then identify the things that you're good at, the things that you enjoy, and the things that you hate, because you don't want to go and get yourself a job where every day you're doing something that you hate. So you get to know what it is that you hate, get to know what you enjoy, and get to know what you're good at, and then we can piece together what that job looks like. And remember to gather the evidence, the skills that you've got, the achievements that you've got, keep records of it, because I'm asking you now what skills you've got, and you're having to go and think about it. We don't want you to have to keep doing that. Keep the records, keep your records. Now, this is just a useful framework that you can use when you're thinking about the actual achievements that you have made. It's called STAR. So in an interview, it's a really useful process. But obviously before the interview, you need to be thinking about the achievements that you've had. So any achievements you have had, think about what was the situation that you were in? What was the task you had to do? What action did you take? And what was the result? So have a think about using that framework for the actual outcomes that you're thinking that you've done. So if you've, I don't know, let's say you've been at work and you have written a report for your manager. The situation might be that the manager, came to you and asked you for a report on how many invoices have been paid in time. So the task was to go away, find out the information about how many invoices have been paid on time or not on time. The action was that you engaged with the people that you needed to engage with around the business. You found the information that you needed to find. You put it all into a report and you presented it to your manager. And the result was that the report was exactly what your manager wanted, and they were able to use it to influence whatever it was they wanted to do in the first place. So you fit your own example around that, whether it's fixing something mechanical, whether it's baking something, whether it's arranging a kids' party, whatever it might be, you can use this little framework and it'll really help. Okay, now I just want to touch on research and learning. So we've pulled all of this stuff together now, so you now know what you're interested in, you know what success looks like to you, you know what your values are, you know all of the skills and achievements that you've got. Now you need to take that now and look at it and go, what jobs could I do with this information? And think outside the box a little bit. So this is where your research comes in. You need to go and have a look. What jobs do exist? Don't assume you know what jobs exist, because there's lots of jobs out there that you may never have heard of. So look for the jobs that fit your criteria. Go out there, look online, look in the local papers, look in the job centre. Just go out there and do a bit of research on what jobs are available, bearing in mind that you need to be thinking about your priorities. So, for example, if you need to be working from home because you've got caring responsibilities, then you need to look for jobs that let you work from home. It might be that you look at something like customer service, answering the phones, because a lot of those jobs are at home now, appointment making. Chasing up leads, sales, those sort of things can be done from home. You need to check that you've got all the IT knowledge that you might need for it, but that's a good place to start. And customer service is also great if you want to get into a specific company, because it's like the ground floor. It's where you start. Even though it might not be the job that you ultimately want, it gives you a great grounding. It teaches you all about the systems that you need to use. It teaches you about talking to customers. It teaches you about problem solving. It teaches you about the company and the organization, and you can probably work your way up. Or it's the sort of job where you can just do a couple of hours a week or a couple of hours a day when it suits you. So have a think outside the box about things that maybe you haven't thought of before. And then go, this is all about research and you pulling together what it is you want to do. Maybe you could do some volunteering to start with to get some experience, because sometimes it's hard to get into a job, but actually if you do some volunteering, you might learn some skills, some communication skills, some organization skills, and just show that you're capable of working, and that will stand you in good stead when you then go for a job. What training could you do? Is there somebody that could help you with training? Is there funding for training? Is there free training that you can find online? What is it you need to know? What is it that you need to learn in order to go for these jobs that you've now identified you could? And who do you know? Who do you know who could help you? Have you got friends? Have you got family? Have you got neighbours? Have you, got people around you? The local authority, housing associations, all these people, they have funding. They have communities where to help you do these things. So it's your responsibility. Have a little look about this, but go and ask for the help that you need, and just get started in it. It is not impossible for you to get a job, but it is about being clear about what job you want and what jobs are actually out there. So go and have a little think about that. Okay, yes. So just finishing up, is what I was just saying. Really, is what job does suit your situation. So taking all the information, your research, what job suits your situation, what role lights you up, what do you get excited about when you think about doing it, who can help you, and then the most important thing is, what actions do you need to take in order to be ready to get that next step? Because this is all about taking action. Okay, I hope that's been helpful, and I wish you the very best of luck.